Welcome to Senior Stay or Go TV, a show to educate, entertain, and advocate on behalf of our aging adults. We are here to provide you the best information for your quality of life.
Welcome everyone to Senior Stay or Go. We continue to try and provide as much information as possible to our professional colleagues and our friends and family and clients. And today we have Julie Sugita, who's the president of the Professional Fiduciaries Association here in California. Julie is having to deal with her own clients, her own caregivers, and we thought it would be a great idea to have Julie on today to be able to share some insights on how we can be creative in working in the situation and how important it is to be cognizant of how critical this time is, especially for our seniors. So Julie, thank you so much and welcome for being here today. We really, really appreciate your time, and we know it's extremely valuable now because you're trying to deal with your own clients, and here we are taking of your time. So we appreciate that.
Thanks for hosting this, both of you. This is wonderful.
In the last couple of days, we're sure that you've experienced what all of us have, but probably tenfold or 100-fold with your own clients. And knowing that professional fiduciaries are supposed to visit their clients at least on a monthly basis, right, sometimes more often, how are you able to deal with the situation now where all the communities are on lockdown? And I mean, if you have somebody in independent living who's a little more able to communicate with you via FaceTime or Zoom or just even chat on the phone, right, versus someone who has dementia or Alzheimer's, and that's a whole nother story that I lived for 12 years and am living again with my mother-in-law, who we can't get a hold of or know how she is. So how are you dealing with that?
Ooh, well, on a personal level and on a professional level, this is a really tough time right now. I have just been notified from several of the facilities that I have clients in that there are active COVID cases, both with employees and with residents, which I think has all of us, I know of at least 4, and it has all of us on pins and needles because where's it going to go? But you touched on the fact that somebody who does have dementia isn't going to necessarily be able to appreciate the reasons why they're being isolated now for their health, but it's so impactful in their lives. So one of the side effects of being socially distanced as a person with cognitive impairment is that they often don't want to eat anymore. Mm-hmm. Eating is social. So these facilities are having to be quite creative and make some very important decisions. Do we continue to isolate them in their rooms? Yes, but how can we also enrich their lives? So one facility is actually spreading out the mealtime so that there's longer service for food. They can socially distance these residents further away from each other, but they have a chance to be in an environment where they feel that there are people around them to give them support.
I saw one where they were just like in the hallway. They come out their front door and they're all lined up along the long hallway.
Yeah, playing bingo. It's their room, but they're parked in the hallway. They're all distanced appropriately. And I just got the most adorable communication from a family member yesterday. He can't see his mom. She's legally blind, so she also can't remember as well. And she was able to see, they took her to the dining room where there's a big window, and she could see him out on the street, waving at her with balloons in his hand. It's adorable. But that's a sign of how we all have a new normal that has to be quite creative. She could see him moving, she could see the balloons, and it just brightened her day immensely to be able to have that.
Well, I know personally my mother-in-law is in memory care, and she is very social. She, other than her mind, she is physically unbelievable. She's only on Crestor. That's the only medication she takes. And she thinks she has a job at her senior community because every day they get her out immediately, and she's out all day and she helps them with their games. And so to keep her in her own room has been a nightmare.
It would be devastating for her.
Yeah.
So, Julie, I mean, obviously this goes out around the world on the internet, right? And we've
Yes.
said private, professional fiduciary. Did I say that in the right order? What is your role and what do you do? I think we need to let people know what PFAC is and what as a presidency
Good question. PFAC is a professional membership association. We're not a licensing or regulatory entity. That's through the Professional Fiduciaries Bureau. But PFAC as a whole represents California licensed professional fiduciaries that we come together to mentor each other, to know each other, to provide education for each other. And what a licensed professional fiduciary would do is act as a surrogate family member in some respects. We do conservatorships, which are court appointed. We do trust administration. We do powers of attorney for healthcare and finance, guardianships, which are individuals under the age of 18. So sometimes we just act as the best friend that somebody really needs to have in their court, their advocate. For example, I have she's going to be 101 in June, client of mine. And she lives independently, but she's completely deaf. So bless her heart, we have a caregiver going in now during this time just to bring a meal and sit with her. Otherwise, she functions completely on her own. I have another fiduciary acquaintance of mine that has a client that's almost 100 as well, lives independently. Frustrating. The lady wants to go to her bank and she wants to go get groceries. And she can physically do it, but the fiduciary doesn't understand why this lady won't stay in her independent living area. Well, it's this lady's right to go out, but it's our duty and the facility's duty to explain to the lady, have her really understand why she needs to stay home and stay healthy. So there's lots of ways we can interact with clients.
Has Zoom or FaceTime been of any benefit?
Absolutely. And an older adult might not necessarily have the technical, capabilities. I'd call myself retro technical, but I can handle it. But a good agency, a good facility will have a staff member that's able to do that. I know a hospice company that has begun to have their nurses that are allowed in be able to video chat or Skype with a patient of theirs who English is not their native language, and their family members can't interact very well with the staff, but they were able to video chat and link up to the family, and it was emotional for the poor patient and for the family to be able to see her and talk with her. So yeah, exactly. These platforms like Zoom and Skype and FaceTime, where would we be without them right now?
I know there's a lot of groups out there that are writing letters and dropping them off at the communities so that they can pass them out to anybody, similar to I write letters for Honor Flight when Honor Flight goes to DC and they hand them out on the plane, and it's kind of cute, the letters you get back from some of the veterans, but I know they're doing that as well. Is there anything else that we could be doing to help our seniors in the communities that are on lockdown, other than, what we've been doing is we've been calling past clients just to say, we're thinking about you. Are you okay? Is there anything you need that maybe we could just drop off, kind of thing? But I don't even know, are the communities allowing family members to drop things off for the seniors in the community?
I believe most of the facilities that I work with, yes, you can drop things off. You cannot come in.
Right.
You can drop, they have a safe, like a lot of actually tax preparers right now, they have a safe area right outside where you can deliver things. What I recommend is really building up the staff. They're in the trenches. This is hard for them. This is emotional. This is difficult, and it's on their shoulders. And the more burnout they have, the more attrition you're going to see, and that's going to ultimately harm our clients. So I've sent emails to executive directors of facilities saying, hey, thank you so much for what you're doing and for being honest and transparent with us. What can we do? Besides keeping you in our prayers, what more can we do? And sometimes just sending that email, that's virus free. You can send an email and have them read that to their staff, or request, hey, could you print this out and give it to my client, or, so-and-so's mom. And that's perhaps more of a distance safe technique, but we really need to build up the staff.
Okay.
I'd like to come back to the association a little bit. I know you and Amy are putting your heads together to be be as proactive as you can, maybe doing something in Sacramento. What should we expect from PFAC over the next 2 or 3 months? Because there's a mental side to this as well as obviously the COVID-19 side to this.
Well, it wears on everybody right now, and PFAC's office staff is running on a skeletal crew. I mean, they're in the thick of this also. We've had to deal with a large conference that we put on a yearly basis. We're postponing it for now. Again, we don't know where this is going to go even over the next 2 to 4 to 6 weeks, let alone 3 months from now. Amy and Donna Verna, our past president, are working on a webinar. Everything is distance learning now. A webinar early this coming week on the mental health side of this crisis. It's going to be a wonderful psychiatrist who's going to be offering a webinar for all of us, not just for us who have clients, but for those of us, who are dealing with this on a personal level as well. So look for that. PFAC leadership wants to put out at least weekly reminders, updates, so that we don't all feel so isolated and alone in this. Thank you for asking that, Ron.
And go ahead, Patty, because
Are you sharing ideas amongst each other? I mean, throughout the state, is everybody kind of collaborating, maybe even more than in the past, just to try and get ideas and make this work better for all your clients?
Yes. We have several different types of membership to PFAC. We have associate and general members who are licensed fiduciaries. We have affiliate members such as you and Ron. And based on those levels, there are certain listservs, shall I say. So there's a listserv in Northern Cal for fiduciaries, one in Southern Cal and one in San Diego. And they've been very active, trying to think outside the box and giving each other ideas. A recent topic was groceries. If we have clients living at home, what can we do? I order through Amazon and Instacart for a couple of my clients and have them delivered. Well, they're backed up. It's just not happening. And trying to find toilet paper, things of that nature. So it is so heartwarming to be able to have fiduciaries who deal with this, that are willing to offer, creative outside the box ideas. So very strong.
And I'm sure I'll speak for Patty and all the people, all the affiliate members. I hope you guys will call on us and seek us all out, not just Patty and Ron or whatever. That if you want to do a Zoom, and it would be better to have 50 people on that Zoom, that one person can see 50 people waving at one of your clients. They may think, wow, look at that, and that would be an awesome idea. Or
and how can we?
You don't want me singing, I tell you that. But.
Well, you talk about doing a virtual house tour because your businesses are impacted as well.
Oh boy, yeah,
and the stock market is just lovely.
We could be arrested for letting somebody in a list. We won't go down that path.
Well, and I live this.
But you guys are essential. But you're essential services, and we can debate. Real estate being essential. I can debate, but certainly what you guys do every minute of the day is essential because you are these eyes and ears and minds, for these people in terms of their health and safety and wellness. So, thank you.
Well, thank you for saying that, and it spreads not only to our clients, but also to those we interact with and family members as well. I have parents that are 90, 91 and living in Washington State independently, not so well at times, and I'm worried about them, and I want them to understand that they're frail. They can't go out, but so we fiduciaries become very adept at doing what we do from a distance, especially now. So this is a learning curve, and it's an interesting time. What will we be like in 6 months from now?
Exactly.
That's the big question. What will we be like in 6 months?
And even today, what are you having to tell family members who can't get to see their loved ones? Or, you mentioned the gentleman who was outside the window with balloons for his mom, but there's a lot of family members who are distant to begin with because they don't live nearby. Mm-hmm. And now they have this on top of it. And is there, other than Zoom or FaceTime, if they can, if they can't, are there any other creative options for them?
Not much right now. I would like to be optimistic and say yes, absolutely, but it's really a case-by-case basis too. And the issue is that of being an essential person. And yes, fiduciaries can be essential. We are essential, definitely. But right now, we really have to allow the healthcare workers to be the main source of impact for the clients. And that's hard to do because we want to get in there. The family members want to get in there and be for their loved ones. Mm-hmm.
And the three of us could talk for days. I would just encourage anybody listening to this, if you are going like, what is a licensed private, what is that? Please go. The website, Julie, is
PFAC, PFAC-pro.org. That's our Fiduciaries Association here. And it'll give you a better idea what fiduciaries are, how we do what we do, and how we're licensed. That's the big thing, how we're licensed.
And I think now more than ever, I know we're speaking here in California, and I know in other parts of the country, it's called guardianship. It may have another name. It may have a different sights and sound to it, but please learn about what it is now more than ever. I'm hoping that the people that are now turning 75, the baby boom generation, will be more open and honest about their long-term health and really seek you guys out and understand what the benefits are in the long term, because there will be another crisis. We don't know when, we don't know where, and how it's going to impact us. So Julie, I'll give you a last word, and we just thank you for taking your very valuable and busy time right now to talk with us.
Well, Ron and Patty, thank you so much for hosting this. It's important that we all stick together, for lack of a better term, right now. These are uncharted waters, and I like to be optimistic, but I'm not anticipating that it's going to be settled anytime soon, and it is impacting all of us.
So everybody do hug everybody who can hug that you can possibly be near. My dog has never been so.
Here are my arms.
Virtual hug.
I'm hugging.
My dog's belly is getting raw because it's being pet. So that's what I'm saying.
And if you need us to run an errand for any of your clients, that's what we're here for. We can do that in the car all by ourselves.
Thank you both.
Julie, be well. Your family, be well. Your extended family and your parents and your family. Everybody, just love everybody and do
and enjoy what we do have.
Exactly.
Be well. I'm going to sign off now. Have a great day. We'll all gather soon up in San Francisco, I hope, maybe in this fall, and just really have a group hug.
Looking forward to that.
Bye, guys.
Have a great day.
You too.